Howdy folks, it's Diecastbuffet here again, and it's time for another NASCAR diecast review. And this one, folks, man, oh my goodness, I have not been so excited and eager to review a diecast like this, probably like 2 videos, but... Anywho, today's video, if you haven't seen the thumbnail and the title of this video, you're probably living under a rock. Here it is, Kyle Larson's Credit One Chicagoland slide job Chevrolet Camaro. And this paint scheme, man, let me tell you, this paint scheme is one of my favorite paint schemes from last year. I mean, I did not get to watch the Chicagoland race. I did. I'll admit, I didn't get to watch it. I had to work, guys, you know. You can't do nothing about that. But going back and watching the final corner of that race, and looking at this paint scheme, it didn't do it justice. When I got this diecast in my hand, and I actually looked at the paint scheme, and, you know, really kind of soaked it in, my God, is this paint scheme beautiful, man. This is one of the coolest looking throwbacks I have seen in a long time. Definitely a really stunning paint scheme designed by Ganassi and just Credit One Bank, coming up with a really cool paint scheme that I honestly wish that they didn't release this only in the raced version, because I would love to have a clean version of this. This thing is a beautiful race car, man. I mean, just flat out beautiful. And the colors are a lot lighter than what they're appearing on camera. I'm trying my best to fix that, but yeah, the blue is definitely lighter. But anyways, this is a Wave 2 diecast. So, cars that will be coming up on the channel from Wave 2, guys, don't fret. Don't fret. I got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. I already had that one reviewed and already had that one reviewed, but I picked up every other car. I had the opportunity to buy every single one of them. Super blessed to get it. Extremely lucky, too, because they literally just restocked the night before. I mean, yeah, if y'all have been following Diecastbuffet the last few months, y'all would know that it's been an extreme struggle trying to find our wave. And let me tell you, I would not be holding this diecast now if I didn't spend a pile of money on 19 diecasts to clean my store out so they would be forced to restock. I mean, it was... Yeah, I had no choice, you know. I had to buy them and return them. I had no choice. And doing so, it actually made Lionel send me this diecast into my store. So let's go ahead and get it open. Here she is, guys. And what a beautiful diecast. Oh my lord. This thing, man, let me tell you, this is a beautiful paint scheme. Just your standard Kyle Larson Credit One blue. You know, matte finish or matte style finish. It's kind of a satin because there's a little bit of gloss, but you're going to have that when you're trying to protect paint. But you have like this satin finish, you know, in real life, a matte finish practically. And then you have like this amazing, man, amazing like shooting star pattern. And when you think about this car in the corner, just as fast as it's going, you get all these shooting stars down the side. I mean, this thing is just a beautiful diecast, man. A beautiful diecast. This car is a raced version, though. This is the car that that did collide with Kyle Busch in the final corner of that race. Kyle Larson, you know, pretty much trying to pull the slide job and trying to, you know, trying to get in that win, man. Trying to get that win. I missed the race, unfortunately, but as you can see, a lot of detail here. You have all the tire marks here. You know, you got your what your dent would be right there. You got your kind of, you know, your exhaust smoke kind of fade there. Pretty cool. Got your scrapes here. But definitely a really cool piece by Lionel to do this. But I just wished I could have got a clean version of this, because this is the best patriotic diecast of 2018. I don't care who you are. This is easily the best 2018 diecast and the patriotic schemes. I don't know what's going on here though, but this is a little bit weird. This little it looks like, I guess that's what the camera would be, I guess, right there. There's some weird white dots on the hood. I don't know what that is. Is that like hood pin, like something that was on the car when they took the photos? You do see a little bit of dirt, and that's because it's a raced version. So you kind of have to, you kind of have that. But again, I really wish Lionel would have made it like in the Gold Series, the non-raced version, because this is a paint scheme I would love to have in a clean die cast. Here is the back of the car. Just, you know, nothing too fancy. The back of the car is pretty basic. You're just your typical Credit One bank blue, as that's what I'm calling it. And then on this side, you do see some damage right here on the right rear corner panel, but the damage is not so severe that I can't, you know, like, I couldn't use this like in the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series. But definitely a beautiful die cast, man. I mean, this patriotic paint scheme, man, it's just, it's so good looking that I would love to use this in the Duralast Cup Series, because it's such a beautiful patriotic car, man. I mean, this is definitely something that's super cool. And this is a 2018 die cast, but it is was made in 2019, so call it what you will, but a beautiful car, man. A beautiful car. The shooting stars, man, I mean, you got silver, dark blue, light blue, red, white, medium tone blue. It's just, this paint scheme was well designed, and at least from my perspective, a pretty good job by Lionel. I'm not seeing anything too skewy or too goofy with the car. I'm not seeing anything like that. I'm seeing a pretty even die cast. You do see some dirt and grime right there, and some, I believe that's like those little holes there. I'm guessing that's like for air ducts or something. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Never really seen them on the die cast before. It's weird how these like raced version die casts have detail that the most of them don't. It's kind of weird. It's like somehow some of the Camaro ones, like Danica's 2018 and Chase Elliott's, one of his Chase Elliott cars had the little Camaro ZL1 badges over the hood. Well, you don't see them on all of them. It's really weird. I don't know if it's like an optional thing they can run on their car, but who knows, because you're never close enough to actually see it. But nonetheless, a really cool die cast, man. If you're a Kyle Larson fan, even though he lost the race, this is a cool piece of history to have in the best finish at Chicagoland ever. Really cool paint scheme. I mean, look at that. You cannot tell me that does not look awesome. Like, you can just imagine the wheels turning, you know, like a boom, you know, a photo. You just see that shooting star pattern. It's just, this car is just beautiful, man. This is the right way to design a paint scheme. This is the right way. I've seen so many bad paint schemes out there, man. And here is the hood, which has the shooting star pattern, which I love it so much. I love these hoods, man. I wish we could get more of these. Beautiful hood. You know, you got your chrome, you know, hood pins, but it just captures the design of this car so well. I love that. I love that so much. And I could not do this review without actually, you know, displaying two cars that are very similar. This is the 2019 in my right hand. There's 2019 Credit One Bank Chevrolet Camaro. On the left is the 2018 July Chicago race one. And as you can see, the paint schemes are very similar, yet they have a patriotic kind of feel, but it's like, it's not over the top. You know, they're taking the base paint scheme and they're adding a patriotic flair to it. And I think that's something that's really important, because I think going over the top can be too much, but I think tweaking your normal paint scheme a little bit with a patriotic flair really works well. And it definitely worked well with this paint scheme, I think. I think Lionel did a really good job with this for the 1/64 scale. They did a really good job with it. They released it with the hood. Very cool, very cool. And in Wave 2, you can get the race winner, who is Kyle Busch in his Skittles Camry. They do have that in the Wave, and I do have that car as well, so you'll be seeing that on the channel, guys. Make sure to check that out. And with that, that concludes today's video. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new around here, smash that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you have a great one, and Diecastbuffet signing off.